The community has pretty much accepted that the next chapter 100% will contain a goal for us, but with Blue Lock sadly being on an unexpected break, I'm left in my room tweaking, just wondering what will happen next. What's going on, ladies and gentlemen? My name is Animasu, and in today's video, we're going to be taking a look at Blue Lock chapter 265, titled The Borderline. If you enjoy my chapter overviews and would like to support the channel, please go ahead and click that subscribe button, comment below your thoughts, and also feel free to join my community Discord down below if you'd like to talk directly. Without further ado, let's get right into today's chapter, and after watching, go comment below who you think will be scoring the next goal in this match. As always, today's chapter starts off with an intro text which says, "I have always had your back. The time has come for Kaiser's right-hand man to make his presence felt." This clearly is coming from the perspective of Alexis Ness, as the first thing we see here is an overhead view of the ball approaching him just outside of the box. The only person even close is PXG's Michelin man number 4, as Isagi and Charles still remain where they left off in the last chapter. A close-up of Ness is then shown with the ball just seconds from arriving, and although he is sweating, Alexis looks oddly calm with aura flowing all around him. It seems like on top of Kaiser developing this Magnus weapon, Alexis Ness too was crafting a special move of his own to help perfect this plan. Instead of following through on his own ambitions and magic, Ness has instead crafted a specific pass that will make it easier for Kaiser to score using his brand new weapon. All that he cares about is making Kaiser show out, and he doesn't care about being unique himself. Even biting into his lip preparing to make the pass, Alexis Ness assures himself that the person who will assist Kaiser in perfecting the Magnus impact is him, the person who's always been right by his side. We see him finally send off the crosshair in the direction of Michael Kaiser, as 3 PXG players can be seen just out of reach. The ball actually hits the ground between 2 of them before even arriving at Kaiser, and continues bouncing with less momentum towards him. We see him tapping into the flow state and using his predator eye to try and find an opening. However, with the ball arriving quickly from his front, Michael looks forward to see a very similar situation to the Manshine match. Even in similar positions to it, we see hella players blocking his shot paths such as Nanase and Karasu stepping in, and Shidou being held off by kunigami. Kaiser actually swings through with his leg here anyways, however he misses and lets the ball continue on by. I'm not sure if this was intentional or not, but even Ness looks super confused by this, wondering why the hell he would do this. Ness looking confused kinda makes me think this was an intentional decision, because with Kaiser even looking behind him while still landing down for the jump, he assures us that he will not be giving up so easy. With Isagi even glancing over in surprise, one more piece remains to Kaiser's play here, being none other than the breakdancer Kiyora Jin. We see him trapping this pass with his outer left heel, while telling Kaiser that he's got his back here. Kiyori, Charles, and Isagi are all shown to be in utter disbelief and have surprised expressions here. However, Ryusei, this man is just turned the hell up because his team has possession. That's all he cares about. That's a true loyal club member right there. Anyways, as we then get an overhead view of this super chaotic half of the field, Isagi has realized how bent out of shape PXG's formation is from his team's continuous attacks. Inputting this information and instinctively rushing ahead, Isagi knows that right now is the best possible opportunity to score another goal for himself and secure the brace. I really love the dynamic angle of this panel, as it kind of is from a downward perspective looking up at Isagi, but also, our boy just looks raw as fuck. I mean, come on now. While running ahead, Isagi seems to be planning to put himself in the best possible position, that way Kiyora Jin will have no other choice but to provide him with an assist. This is once again a great example of how egocentrism works, and exactly what Kaiser was doing to Ryusei and Kunigami a few chapters back, and exactly what Isagi did to Barou, like way back. Kaiser, however, while glancing over, seems to have only one thing in mind: gain possession of the ball, and has sent himself back to 0 with an amazing goal. He seems to be sprinting in the opposite direction towards Kiyora in order to steal the ball. However, while once again thinking about how he should rebuild his ego, Michael Kaiser actually sprints 180 degrees around him, leaving Kiyora and him both running side by side up the field. Even Kiyora seems thrown off by this bold decision, as Kaiser realizes an important detail about how he should grow and shine as a player. For one, if he continues to rely on the same players, attacks, and routines every game, Kaiser will quickly fall and stay in the same place. Discomfort and unfamiliar situations are truly what test a person's skill in this world, so with him digging his foot into the earth, Michael then begins to dash forward with vines and petals blooming from all around him. Attempting to link up with a brand new player and rushing towards a very chaotic and crowded box, he assures himself that from now until he dies, this Emperor will endure any amount of discomfort to grow and keep his life. While he is able to sprint ahead, Kiyora Jin has Tokimitsu running at him like a Call of Duty zombie from Black Ops 2, arms extended out like he's about to bear hug this kid. Michael, however, just keeps running ahead almost unguarded, because he's aware that in order to turn things back around in these conditions, he must push through this discomfort and the crowd in his way. We see him absolutely cook Karasu and Nanase to continue sprinting ahead, with 2 more defenders arriving to try and stop him. Isagi Yoichi can also be seen reacting and pushing past the defender to put himself in a better spot, as both strikers in this moment are relying on Kiyora Jin for a final pass. We see Jin then actually make the pass here while tapping into the flow state, as once again in his life, he's found teetering on the borderline, stuck between two choices, two older brothers. In the top right here we see both Isagi and Kaiser urging their teammate to pass to them. However, with the ball flying through the air, it continues right past Kaiser in the direction of Isagi Yoichi, who's nearly unguarded and just outside of the box. It seems to have some good backspin on it too if you look closely. However, no matter, Isagi uses his metavision to gauge the distance for this high-speed ground pass. He seems to not notice the backspin, because with the ball finally about to hit the ground and our boy glancing behind him, something interesting happens. Just as Isagi thought Kiyora Jin has chosen him for the final pass, the ball begins to spin like a Beyblade with backspin, going right back in the direction of the Emperor Michael Kaiser. Kiyora Jin's final decision has been to side with the original kingdom of Vaster Munich, and more so than that, he did it by faking the fuck out of the main character and us. Damn it! Kiyora tells Kaiser to go forth and score while throwing up a hand sign. As for Michael, this man's sprinting ahead with his teeth gritted, leaking dark aura from his mouth in a very similar way to itoshi Rin and Isagi. Speaking of Rin the Destroyer, both he and Charles are actually both seen here in this next page, standing directly in the path of Kaiser and his ball. You can also see Isagi in the background here looking back in confusion, as the defender who previously was guarding him switches over his attention. Charles and Rin have put their differences aside for the better of the team just as I predicted, so Child goes on to taunt Kaiser by calling him dumb. itoshi Rin assures Charles that they will stop this attack together, which makes me wonder if itoshi Rin's potential goal will be assisted by Charles as well. I still really love my theory that Charles' eye and true ability is to mimic another person's ego to better sync with them, so if he teamed up with Rin, this kid would be even more of a menace. This next page here surprisingly shows Kaiser being unfazed though, because while gauging the distance and trajectory of the ball, he realizes that it's going to stop. Stop just like it did in his practice to perfect the Magnus impact. Now let me just prepare you all, because for Michael Kaiser fans in specific, this last page will either make you jump in excitement or scream in anger depending on how you interpret it. Pulling back his leg to take the shot with a luck piece above his head, just like Isagi in his U20 final goal, Kaiser and his true love for a soccer ball have once again been resonated. But the entire last page just being this hard-ass panel of him pulling back for the shot. The outro text here says, "The abused duo reunite." This is in reference to Kaiser and the ball, by the way. Whatever happens next depends purely on me. Honestly, I really don't think Kaiser will score, considering it's ending off on a cliffhanger, which is not a good sign, and we have a weak break. But let me know what your predictions are down below. With that being the end of today's chapter, all that we're left with until this break is over is the title for chapter 266, being Superstar. A lot of people obviously think this refers to either Kaiser or Isagi, as they're both huge stars on their team, but I think it could also refer to the Master Strikers. They've been the only players in the whole series to be referred to as superstars so far, so maybe this also means that Kaiser will score and be approaching the world-class level in a way. More than anything though, I think Superstar refers to the breakdancing genius Kiyora Jin, who is the true player who will score next chapter. Let me know what you guys think about this absolute home run of a theory down below, and if you think I'm crazy, that's okay too. With that being the end of today's overview, I just want to thank you all so much for watching all the way through. If you enjoy the content I push out and would like to support me, please go ahead and click that subscribe button, comment below for the algorithm, and join my community Discord down in the description. I hope you all have an amazing day, and make sure to stay up to date with my channel via my community tab.